This is very peculiar. This place. A little settlement. Private. Cute. Very cute. Still though, I'm not used to these human limbs. Normally I'm used to having a Mobian body, but I guess having a human body every now and then isn't too bad. Still, you would think that after the month I've had I would get used to this, but I'm still getting used to it. Pretty soon this form will start to be my original form, and then I'll be back to being a Mobian again for a while. Still, so this is the person I've been sensing.
I felt you coming this way. You're that power that I've been sensing coming this way. Am I correct?
So you're able to sense the power of this body, huh? I guess I haven't truly manifested within it or merged with it because, my own energy is not being felt. Curious though. Who are you, young one?
Well, with all due respect, I want to know first. You step over my property, my home. Before I introduce myself, no disrespect, but I think I had the right to ask first. What's your name?
I suppose you do. Because I did just come over here because of the fact that you had a high level that was calling for me. But it would be rude for me not to introduce myself first. At least that's what I think. It's been a while. I'm still trying to get used to mortal customs. But anyways, my name is Exetior. And normally I would look, well, similar to you, but I had to gain a temporary vessel for the moment. So I look human.
Oh, that's your name, Exetior.
Well, at least that's what mortals call me now. My true name, or the name that I can tell you without killing your mind, is Executor.
I see. Question real quick. What brings you here? I can tell you're not from this particular planet, or even beyond this universe. What brings you here?
I was traveling, trying to head back to the place I once called, home. Let's see, it was over eternities ago when I kind of felt this place here calling to me, so I decided to check out. And then I find myself in front of you on your humble plantation.
I can tell that you're not normal. Your form looks like of a human, but demonic. I can sense even energy beyond demonic or godlike. Are you something that I'm not supposed to comprehend? Unless taking a form, to be precise?
It seems that this form has reached its potential if you can sense that. I'm able to bring out this form's natural potential, and so that's the reason why I look very demonic. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been showing the fact that the being within is demonic itself.
I never suspected that. Not the first time. Something from this world is encountered that's beyond comprehension. Not the first time, though.
Well, aren't you a curious
Yes?
one? I do like this place, though. Feels very serene, calm.
Yes. I built this place. By myself. A little bit of help, of course.
I see.
Yes. Over there is a house full. It's a tree filled with fairies. I give them a home. There's mostly fairies they've been losing their homes as of late. So I built this one for them.
Fairies are such adorable creatures. Though, some of the fairies are a little too wild for people to actually have to deal with on a constant basis. Though they've learned when to be cordial around humans and other mortals.
Trust me. They're grateful from when I built their home. They wouldn't do anything. Hell, they're even protecting my flower garden over there. They tell me they will protect it as long as I'm not around the house.
I can tell their emotions. They do seem to be a happy sort.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
You said this is your first time coming here, so I'm guessing you haven't visited this universe, to be precise.
Well, I would suppose so. I haven't visited this reality, I suppose. Although it is one of the realities within reach of my domain, so if it calls out to me every now and then, I got drawn here.
Hmm. I can sense you're not all there. Is there something going on with your mind? I can tell you're definitely not all there.
That would be the fact that I'm trying to incorporate myself into this being a little more. Funny thing, this human decided to betray those closest to him, and as such left his friends at the mercy of a god of control. So his life was forfeited to me. But trying to incorporate myself fully is taking a bit of time, so I am basically in between existing here and not existing here.
Betrayer. That is something I once dealt for. It is not a pretty sight. I can tell.
After all,
I was once betrayed. I was once betrayed. A long time ago. When I was still a foolish mortal. Naive, I was.
I wouldn't necessarily call mortals foolish and naive.
Well, I don't speak ill will of mortals. I just speak ill will about myself when I was younger. I was a very naive one as well.
As you're supposed to be because you were young. You live and you learn.
Here. Something for you to eat.
I'm still getting used to eating. Hmm. These are properly grown, and they taste absolutely divine.
I grow them myself. They're freshly picked from my vegetable garden over there.
I can see. That is good. It is great that somebody actively does this. Gardening is a very special privilege. It brings the mind peace and tranquility. Because you're taking care of something that is alive, yet not sentient.
What can I say? I love nature. Especially since someone very dear to me, she loved nature. A long time ago. I lost her during a war. More like something that caused the war. And she loved nature so much. And now, she became a part of nature. Now she became of something that she loves.
Sounds like you're doing something similar to Gaia.
Something similar to what?
That would be Gaia.
Yeah, that's what they call her. That's pretty much what they call her. She was a lovely purple hedgehog. A maiden to be exact. She worked at a shrine. That's how we met. I visited the shrine once before. When I was a knight.
Young
and yeah. Although I did, like I said, I lost her once. Now she's part of nature. Her soul still lives on the planet. Yeah, her soul still lives on the planet, but can only touch me physically when she grows a vine out of the forest or the ground.
So it seems like she does take residence closest to you.
She is my beloved after all, and the children are and the mother to my descendants.
How very romantic.
Did you enjoy the water?
Yes, very clear and beautiful. Speaking of
I
love,
make sure to keep it clean.
Speaking of talk of love, it comes to that, it was the one thing that actually brought me down here all those eternities ago. A being as pure as myself only knew creation and rewind and destruction, beginning and the end. It wasn't until I felt the love that comes with creation that I started to connect with those beings in reality itself.
Creation, love, chaos, destruction. Those are the same words my master always speak of.
Chaos begins creation and destruction. It is the very building blocks of all things that live here. Its counterpart, the soul,
Yes.
also tempers
Yes.
everything in creation.
Yes, that's the exact same words that my master always speaks of. Every time he teaches me a new lesson, he always calls for those words. Very encouraging, if I might ask.
It looks like you've been trained well, young one.
Hmm.
That's good. It does.
Yeah.
It does me great to see all of my children and living their lives, learning and growing, even those who are supposed to live eternally. They do grow in their own special way, as long as they allow themselves to.
So, your father too, I assume.
The father of everything. But I guess you could say a physical father as well. I've had the privilege of learning what it means to bear children with another. I've had that privilege over a dozen times.
I see.
And it's about time for my return as well.
So, what are you planning now on doing now that you're here?
Well, I can't dawdle for too long. After all, there's much to be done. Those that I've left behind, they need to be reassured that their father, husband, and everything else in between has returned.
Hmm. But I can. That is all fine and good, but I can feel like something's bothering you. A loss of family, perhaps? Or do you miss your family? Or is it that do you barely remember them?
I remember everyone in my family. There's no way that I could actually forget them. It isn't that I forget that I'm worried about. It's just more along the lines of I wonder how interaction with them now would go. But that's that's more of the father in me just being a little apprehensive. Another pleasure in this reality that I get to experience now. Something I've never experienced before. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I feel that.
Being a
I
husband of
have
many,
felt that sense.
also being a husband of many, I have a lot of lovely spouses that I must spend the majority of the next few months, well, the majority of the next few weeks, getting close to, or possibly a few days, getting reintroduced to.
So you're saying that you're into a polyamorous decision. I mean, relationship, and
I suppose
they
that's the way
they're
to put it.
not the first time I've seen people going up for that.
Well, again, I've been very fortunate for such a thing to happen to me.
I just want to stay to one person, and that's the love of my life.
That's good for you.
Okay, some of these plans are still can't be picked up yet.
Hmm.
Hey,
Go
before
ahead.
you go,
There. All of your
I assume you want to.
now all of your plans can be picked.
You're truly one of a kind.
After all, they look delicious. It would be a waste to have to wait any longer for them. So why not feed them? Just enough so that they'd be right to pick.
Yeah, you're right. I'll probably make some more when I get back. I will get a head out somewhere. Which brings my question. I assume you, before you go, I assume you want to explore this particular reality. Am I correct?
Well, I suppose I should have a little bit of time. Besides, it is best that I actually stretch out my legs so I can get used to doing all the things that I was able to do in my old form. After all, this form will eventually become my original form once again.
So at some point, I should be able to see how you normally look like without possessing a human.
Well, you'll be able to see the form that I allow myself to take here. The form that's very closest to my actual form. But until then, this is the form you'll have to make do with.
Now, before I go, I better turn this off real quick. Well, I think I'm gonna head on. I think we better head out. I think I'll take you to Naho, the kingdom of the kingdom of the Naho, or the kingdom, the kingdom of Mobotropolis.
Naho, huh? It'll be good to see everybody, how everybody in this universe is doing. Let's see, Sonic, Sally, the Freedom Fighters, the Kingdom of Acorn, the Kingdom of Mobius. So many people to see.
Do you know that once Mobotropolis was known as Pantalot, that was supposed to be the king of the kingdom?
Oh, really now? I do remember it.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember a fair maiden named Nemo.
Yes.
That was a long, long time ago. I definitely should pay her a visit in Avalon at some point, though.
Well, here's the thing, though. She's no longer with us. She reincarnated into a mortal.
So that's what happened to her in this reality.
You mean if you know the worlds, she reincarnated into a lady known as Amy Rose.
Yes. Amy Rose. One of my first wives.
So there are multiple universes out there. Multiple versions of us.
As for the Nemu that I know, she's still, herself, immortal and living in Avalon. At some point, I must return there and pay her a visit.
Well,
as for me,
you're about to.
Multiple different Amy's.
Well, if we go to Mobile Dropper, you are going to meet the current king of that kingdom and my descendant.
Sonic, huh?
Yes.
Your thoughts are at the forefront of your mind. So as soon as you said it, I know exactly who you're talking about.
I mean, well, he kinda have my eyes, so I don't think that's much of a difference. And besides, I was a blue hedgehog before until I got converted, and trained to change my look completely.
I can still see that form with you, but this form seems to be the one you're now more comfortable in.
Well, shall we head? Shall we head?
Why not? Huh.
This way.
Hmm.
We had to fly.
I think I'll run. I'll just keep up with you. No matter how high you fly up, I'll know exactly where you are, so you can just continue to guide me.
Well, I can still run too. I'm pretty fast as well. So you wanna go by running? Then let's go.
Hmm.